of how quickly this race should go.
Here's the starting lineup. On the front row in car number 30 will be Jim Mullis, outside Sheldon Kinser in car number 12. Second row, Tony Elliott in 57 and Steve Butler in number 1. The top 6 qualifiers earlier are inverted. Terry Shepard starts inside row number 3. Outside will be Rich Vogler. Those were the 2 fastest qualifiers for this evening. Going in row number 4, Dave FEESE in car number 12, the yellow and red machine, and Randy Standridge outside in row number 9. The 5th row will be Andy Hillenburg in car number 69 and Trey House in number 3. In the 6th row will be Kenny Jacobs in the Genesee Beer Wagon car number 56 and Jim Mohan in car number 6. In the 7th row, it'll be Al Thomas in 72 and Bobby Kinser in car 17. The 8th row consists of Ron Standridge in number 10 and Larry Hillerud in 51. In the 9th row, Dave PEPERAK in car 77 and Louis Mann in 37. And in that last row, Larry's prediction for the win here tonight, Tom Bigelow in car number 28. And starting in 20th position outside row number 10, Ray Joe Fager, car 30.
As we say, the record set by Sheldon Kinser back in 1981 at 9 minutes, 19 and 73/100 seconds. So almost 9 minutes and 20 seconds, and we should have the green flag flying the next time around.
20 sprint cars getting lined up, set to go for 30 laps on this 7/16th mile oval. And there you can see the Ray Joe Fager machine. He's hanging back just a little bit, not at this point, anxious to catch up with the rest of the field. The front of the field moving through turns number 3 and 4 right now. The pace begins to quicken, and the green flag is out. The 30-lap sprint car feature underway from Santa Fe Speedway. And the leader losing it in turn number 1. That is Jim Mullis, and being passed by several cars as they go down the backstretch. It's Tony Elliott leading, but look at Steve Butler on the inside in car number 1, the red machine. He falls into second. It's Sheldon Kinser running in third, and Mullis is back to 4th.
Now, if we look back at Vogler in that yellow number 2, he's wanting to ride that high groove, and he tries the high groove down the backstretch now into the 5th position. So he starts 6th, he's now running in 5th, and he tries that high groove. So he is committed, as we talked to him earlier, to stay on the high side. But there's Tony Elliott out of Warsaw, Indiana. He is content to stay down low, as is Butler, who rides in 2nd.
And he's beginning to put a little bit of distance between himself and second place Steve Butler, as Tony Elliott leads lap number 3. Butler running 2nd, followed by Sheldon Kinser, then Mullis, then FEESE, then Rich Vogler as the yellow flag comes out. And we have a car spun down in turn number 4. That is the 69 car, Larry Hiller, or rather Andy
Hillenburg is the car that has spun off the track, and he's down in the thick stuff down there on the inside of turn 4. We noticed on the start, we talked about Terry Shepard having such a great ride this evening. He was the 2nd fastest qualifier in that white number 40, but he got a very, very poor start and dropped well off the pace. He's running in about 10th position right now as they push. Ooh, look at the push truck just got over the rear bumper. Look at the damage he may be doing to that rear. Look, he's over the rear bumper. And I tell you, Andy Hillenburg out of Greenwood, Indiana, is furious.
Not happy at all.
I don't know if we can get a shot of the damage that has been done, but it looks like the wrecker, yes, the wrecker got up. Look at that. The wrecker got up over the rear bumper and caved in the tail.
Did considerable damage to the car, as a matter of fact. And will Andy Hillenburg be able to go again? That's a big question at this point. You can see that Andy is not happy with the situation at all. They're going to try to push him off again, and apparently the car is going to operate okay.
Well, the car should be okay, but that's a costly tank with the fuel bladder inside, and obviously the driver is not very happy about that.
So Andy Hillenburg will join the field at the tail end as the cars get in single file formation for a restart. We completed 2 laps before the yellow came out. Larry?
I'm standing about 50 feet or so before the apex of the turn actually begins its arc, the arc I should say, leading toward the apex. And each time the field goes by, it's a dust storm. Each time the field goes by, there's also one car that picks up a large number of clods of dirt, meaning that car and that driver are turning into the turn quicker and harder, apparently, than everybody else. The one car every lap doing that is Rich Vogler.
And Rich, at the moment, is in 6th position.
The front end off the ground as they come off the corner.
There is the interval between 1st and 2nd. Elliott and Steve Butler. And some real fine action back on the backstretch as Sheldon Kinser now has his hands full with the number 6 car of Jim Moughan. Moughan on the high side, Sheldon on the low side, and Trey House is also the 3rd car there in the picture. He's running the low groove.
Well, there is Moughan going by on the high side. Can he make it stick that time? Yes, he makes the pass on the high side, and Kinser drops to 5th.
Meanwhile, Rich Vogler is really moving in now on 2nd position as we continue to watch this battle for 4th spot. It appears, though, as if the high groove is the fastest. At least most times. There is Rich Vogler as he has, as we indicated, really closed in now.
He jumped over the cushion that time in turn 4, lost a little parcel of ground, but now he's back on the high side again. And look, Butler has closed in on Tony Elliott.
This is going to be a barn burner before it's all over. We have completed, just about to complete 19 laps. We've got 11 more to go. It is a 3-car battle for the lead. Elliott in the lead at the moment, followed by Steve Butler and the yellow car driven by Rich Vogler. Vogler now really closing in on 2nd place. Steve Butler at the end of the backstretch. There is a 3-groove racetrack.
Butler slides up high in front of Vogler and slams the door on him. Now they are nose to tail down that front stretch. As Vogler stays up high this time, Butler goes down low.
Rich moving on the high side again, but losing just a little bit of ground. At least in the corners, he's able to catch up on the straightaways.
Now they're approaching traffic, Bob. Traffic may become a factor. Al Thomas is the driver slowing, and he heads for the infield. He is out of the race, but they may have some traffic to contend with in the next 4 or 5 laps.
They continue to run in the same order, but it is a close race. Elliott leads. There's Butler in 2nd and Rich Vogler in 3rd position. Sheldon Kinser has climbed back up to 4th position, and Trey House is 5th, but we really keep our eyes on this 3-car battle for the lead. Butler closed in on Elliott there for a moment in turn 2. Now Elliott stretching out the advantage just a little.
They're closing in on Dave PEPERAK, the driver from Clinton, Indiana, near Terre Haute on the western edge of the Hoosier State. But right now, they're going to have PEPERAK to contend with. PEPERAK is staying on the high side there in car 77. And Elliott makes the pass again, pulls the wheel stand down the backstretch.
Well, it appears as if Vogler is dropping back just a little bit. There is quite a bit of racetrack now between 2nd and 3rd, almost a half a straightaway. The challenge for the lead. Steve Butler is on the inside.
Look at that, the contact coming off the 2nd corner.
Elliott holds off the challenge of Steve Butler. Let's see if Butler can make the move here in turn number 4. Not at the moment, though. Tony Elliott hangs on. Completes lap number 25. We've got 5 to go.
Elliott got sideways in front of Butler. They almost took each other out and gave the victory to Vogler.
Tony Elliott has done a tremendous job holding off the challenge of Steve Butler. And he only has 4 more laps to go. Larry with a comment quickly.
The problem with Rich Vogler, a flat right front tire. Rich Vogler has a flat right front.
And he bumped the wall here on the main straightaway, but keeps going. So essentially, Rich Vogler is out of the chance of winning. Now let's see what happens here in the 3rd turn. There is Vogler. You can see he's having tremendous trouble controlling that race car. This is lap number 27 completed. 3 more laps to go. It's still Tony Elliott holding on over the number 1 car of Steve Butler. They pass Andy Hillenburg going down the backstretch. There is Andy high on the racetrack in that white car. 28 laps completed. 2 more to go. Elliott leads.
This would be his first win of the year. He's had only 3 appearances, a pair of 2nd, 7th place finishes, his best. He pulls the wheel stand again. This would be his first win of the season.
Here he comes for the white flag. 1 more lap to go. He's on the low side. And here comes Steve Butler high. 1 more lap to go. Let's watch him. Butler moves high, trying desperately to find the momentum that will carry him around Tony Elliott and the victory here this evening. Half a lap to go. Butler moves to the high side. He appears to be around Elliott at the moment, but can he have the momentum coming over? Oh! It is Tony Elliott, I believe, who won. Now a battle for 3rd and 4th. Kinser challenging Vogler, and Vogler holds him off. Elliott Elliott won, I believe, but it wasn't by more than